learn each other's language. And all of a sudden, it's like, it just became clear to us one day, we're in the car, and I'm like, Gary, I do for businesses what you do for the human body. I meet Grant. We're doing one or second or third podcast, and Grant says to me, hey, we're on a live show, actually. I've worked with him now for 60 days. I told you, there's a problem with the guy. So he says, stand up for a second. I'm like, okay, and he goes, turn sideways. And I turn sideways, and he opens the flap of my jacket, and he goes, what do you guys think? You think he's a little too fat to be a 10X guy? And I'm like, dude, I've been a chubby kid since I was like 20 years old. And he's like, man, you got to fix that. Let me introduce you to my guy. Gary, come on up here.
Let's go, Gary.
Yeah. Woo! I get introduced to this dude. He's like, let me look at you. Yeah, you got inflamed mitochondria.
He loves the mitochondria.
Here's the deal. He's like, dude, I got you, man. I take care of you. 40 pounds off. Boom. Never felt better in my life.
Shout out from Natalie.
And I went to Grant. I'm like, dude, unbelievable results, but I'm a growth and scaling expert. I love this dude, but he's showing up an hour late to appointments, or 2 hours, or sometimes no showing, because he's got such demand. And he wants to get every single person that asks him to help him. He says yes. So he's at places till 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I'm like, there's no way he's going to show up at 7 in the morning. Boom, he's there. I'm like, you're going to freaking kill yourself. True or false?
He did say that.
And I said, you're like every business owner stuck at that $3-4 million thing where all you're doing is going faster until you actually break yourself. And I said, you guys have so much going on and so much momentum. You can't actually stop and come to all my events and slow down and learn, because you've got so many people that are so dependent on you. The only way this is going to work is if we merge and become business partners, and I take over the business with Grant, and you do what God gave you the gift to do. Is that a true statement?
That is absolutely true.
And so we've been business partners now, you, Grant, myself, Sage, for
September of 2021.
2021, and we ended up, you're doing, I don't know, run rate 3 or 4 million, and we ended the first year at like 7 or 8 million. And then boom, we popped to 25 million this year.
Yeah. From 3.5 to 25 million.
And Gary and I are going all over the world. Sage, Gary, myself, Natalie, we were just in Europe. We're opening locations in Europe. We're opening locations around the world. We're doing collaboration partnerships. You see, I didn't understand marketing. I thought marketing was an event, or it was an ad, or it was, it was a grassroots thing you do. I didn't really know what marketing was until Grant said, you're going to build 10X Health the way I market. I'm like, yeah, boss, whatever you want, man. How do you want to do it? You don't say anything to anybody. You go see the right people, and when you blow their minds, you let them market the company, and then we're going to market them marketing us. It's a little secret he has that if you go to 10X Marketing, you're going to figure this stuff out. 200 million hits on Google right now, and we haven't paid a dime in marketing.
And over 1 billion views on one podcast.
So what's funny is we started working together, all of a sudden, I started spending a lot of time with them to understand the business. The people we're seeing are like, oh, this is great, but how's the business model working? How did you guys figure it out? Because most of them are entrepreneurs and business owners, and we're talking through it, and they're very interested in that, and we learn each other's language. And all of a sudden, it's like, it just became clear to us one day, we're in the car, and I'm like, Gary, I do for businesses what you do for the human body.
Yeah. We do a P&L, balance sheet, and income statement for a human being the same way that he does it for a business. And a lot of us don't know the P&L and income statement for our bodies. But what Brandon brought to us was what was desperately missing. You have a tendency to take your own best attributes and think that you can apply them to all of the areas of your life. And so we were very good at what we did. We had no problem acquiring patients, and we actually had no problem getting new business, but we had no fundamental understanding of how to scale a business. And when we were acquired and we merged with these guys, not only did we go from 8 employees to 80 and from 3.5 million to 25 million in revenue, but it represented a 50-fold increase in the impact that we were having on humanity. And for us, that's how I measured our success. You know, I feel so blessed to just be on this stage because I feel like I found something I would do for free and somehow found a partner to monetize it. And for the rest of my life, I'll be eternally grateful for that. And I know my fiance Sage will be as well. But I say this every time I get a chance to from this stage, that I sat right in that audience, right in one of those chairs 4 years ago, wondering, first of all, if I would ever be able to make it on this stage, but second of all, if what I was hearing from the stage was actually going to come valid and true when I was able to peek behind the curtain. And I promise you, things have been better post-acquisition than any of the promises that were ever made from this stage. They not only made good on every promise they ever made to us, but they 10x'd things that we never even thought that they would bring to the table. And we're eternally grateful for that.
Love you, brother. Thank you.